Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. Well, we've got a first here because we haven't had one of the tier 10 Japanese tank destroyers on our channel before. This is a Halluf 3 tier 10 Japanese tank destroyer on the south spawn of El Halluf under the command of marke12. And he's got a 149mm caliber main gun. Now, it does look a lot like a Jaeger, doesn't it? But I can promise you the Japanese did design such a thing, just never got put into production. And that's mainly because Japan was using most of their steel for their ships, not for their tanks. In fact, they have very few tanks indeed. And most of the ones they did have were basically designs that came from the Second World War. Okay, we've got a few enemies in sight. The leopard. Well, unfortunately, he didn't get any of that kill at all, but that leopard died very suddenly to a Death Star. An FB215B183 just nuked him, and the shell went straight through him and wiped him out, one girl. I mean, very unlucky for Marke, because he would have got the kill, but for the fact that the Death Star got there just a split second before he did. Now over the valley we can see a Jaeger, a Jagdpanzer E100, and down in the depths of the valley we can also see an EBR 105. Now the main gun, as I said, it's 149mm, not 115cm, 149. I don't know why they did that 149, but it averages 700 alpha and 305mm of pen with standard AP, and with a special AP it's 360mm. So meters would be pretty impressive actually. Okay, EBR. Split second too late. He does have very high shell velocity, 980 meters per second, so it is point and shoot. So he was quite right to take the shot, but just the EBR beat him on the slight amount of speed. And now he's trying to get into a position where he can shoot at the enemy tanks coming through the northwest corner. But I'm not so sure if he's watching his mini-map, because they seem to be avoiding that particular corner altogether. And they're bypassing it and coming down the other side. In which case he's about to see the enemy appear to his left. Yep, here they come. Oh, missed the chance with the 140. He definitely would have penned that guy. No doubt about it. In fact, the 140 just got nuked by the Death Star as well. Well, I think he was waiting for that guy. That Jaeger, so different. There's two Jaegers on the enemy team. And that Jaeger actually managed to block the shot, mainly down to the angle. The 277 just clobbered us. 491 hit points, which is actually, I believe, is because he's got a 13cm gun, I think, main gun. And well, I think if I'm correct that that's a high roll, but only by a little. Okay, he's decided he's going to have to back up, Marke. You know, he's featured on many of our channels before. In fact, actually, we can see now that that shot was in fact a heat round. Yeah, went straight through the front plate, so obviously the 277 was angling it correctly, and the Death Star just collects another victim. That big 183mm main gun, he just went straight through the Jaeger and finished him off. Now there is a 277 down there. There he is. Oh, and he just fired at the Death Star and got a hit. Ouch. There's two enemy Arty. They've got an Object 261 and a GWE100. Oh, mama. Well, we just lost the Death Star, but the Wizzy 111 took the hit from Marke's gun, and he's out the game. It's not looking too good for Marke's team, because there's 9 enemy tanks out there, and there's only 5 left on his team. And he's one of them. Now it's only 4. Oh my god. This looks terrible. It looks as if they're definitely going to lose this one. We've got an enemy coming up the valley. It's a CS63. He takes one big hit for 744, which is the high roll. Ow! That's the 261. And I had the feeling that was an HE round that landed nearby. Oh, he set light to the CS63, and he's gone. So that's the last in this badge as well. He takes a round from the STB, but he's loaded. And the STB takes a big hit, but of course he fires one in our direction, gets 355. Now we've got an AMX 13105. Now he's made a dreadful mistake. He's got no armor, and that's all he is. He's just a pinata for us. So he's gone. 479 hit points from that. Now we've got the 277 coming up, and he's fairly low on hit points as well. In fact, negligible hit points left on that guy. You see, 89, that's all he's got left. I think that may have been down to the Arty. There is another Halluf E3 on our team. You can see where he is. He's also been badly damaged. He's taken a few hits, but Marky's down to 748, and now another STB1's coming up the slope. So that's the same one as before. Oh, he takes another hit, another high roll for 728. He's obviously going to get a free shot. And we do take one hit for 411, but now we can nuke him, and he's out the game. And that's 4 kills now for Marky. So at least he's got a fighter badge out of this. So we've got that 277. Marky's marking that target, saying, please hit, somebody hit that target. Just one Arty round near that guy will put him out of the game. Okay, somebody got a look at us. I think that was the 277. And the T92 shuts down the Object 277 and claims the kill. So, they've now changed it all around, because they were down by, well, at one point they were down by 5 tanks, because I think there were 9 enemy tanks left and there was only 4 left on their team. But now it's changed completely, because now there are 3 left on Marky's team and 4 on the enemy team. The enemy team's got 2 Arty, 2 tank destroyers. One of those is a Gorilla 15, the other one is a Jaegeru. And on our team we've got 2 Hallufs and 1 T92, with Marky being the most active. The other Halluf has 2 kills, but I don't think he's as beat up as Marky is. We can see that, yeah, on hit points. Oh, he is more beat up than Marky, actually. I'm wrong. He's actually suffered even worse. He's down to 248. Well, Marky's backed up because he thought the enemy was coming, and oh, I think that was a shot from the Gorilla that missed him, but only just. I think it was a bit of a snapshot by that Gorilla driver. I kind of get the feeling that our Halluf 3 is going to try and go behind the Gorilla, drop down and come up behind him and blast him in the rear. 1 HE round should be enough to finish him off. The HE rounds are 900 alpha. The Halluf 3's gone down by the edge. It's going to circle around the corner, find the Gorilla, and then nail him. He's found him. Oh, and he nails him!
Much obliged.
Marky's happy about that. Oh, and there's the Jaegeru! The enemy tank destroyer, that's all they've got left. Marky fluffs the shot! That's very unusual for Marky to do that, but he has fluffed another shot earlier in the game, if you remember. Yeah, he should have got that shot on the 140, but he couldn't get his gun to angle correctly and go onto the target. And as a consequence, he missed out on a shot there, and in fact then he got hit by the 277, who fired a heat round straight at him. I think I can understand what Marky's logic here is. He wants to relocate and try and get the Jaegeru from a different angle. So long as the Halluf 3 blocks the road running up towards our cap, the Jaegeru's not going to try and go up that way, which means the only viable way for him to get up to our cap area is to drive directly up the slope. T92's coming with us. I think Marky is going to try and outflank this Jaegeru. course, we can see him at the moment because the Halluf 3 on the other Halluf 3 is spotting for us. Oh no, he's gone down! The GWE100 just took him out. In fact, Marky says no! Oh no, he hoped that that guy would keep the Jaeger in sight, so he could do what he's about to do. It looks like the enemy Arty are still firing at the position that Marky was in previously, because I saw a round hit the rock area, the area on the rock where he was. Trying desperately to make himself a little firing nest. He's got some protection. He's praying that the Jaeger doesn't go up the road, because if he does go up the road, that's going to make it very, very difficult for him to get a shot, because he'll be outside view range. Yeah, the Arty rounds are still going in. They obviously think that he's up there. And here's the Jaeger outside the Jaeger's view range. He gets around right through the side, but it is a low roll. Only 656, but he will get another shot, and the T92 helps us by tracking the guy. He's burned his repair kit, and he gets 666 off the next one. No, that's not the devil's number, that's the devil's fax number. I do believe QI proved that, actually, that the devil's number, I think, was 611, but don't quote me on that. Pretty sure it's on YouTube, actually, on one of the QI programs that they filmed. But yes, the number of the beast, 666. It's not 666, actually. Okay, so the Jaeger is badly damaged. Knows that he's here. Dare not poke out because he's only got minimal hit points left. And the Arty are still firing at the position. So Jaeger has not told them that Marky is down in the valley, and they're carrying on attacking that little area where he was located when he killed the STB. You know, Marky could cap it if he wanted to. The T92 is going around the outside. I kind of get the feeling Marky wanted to try and take out that Jaeger, but he's much better off if he decides to go around the outside. He switched his shell to the extra AP rather. Always rather confusing. In fact, actually, what he should do is load the HE rounds really now, because that will one-shot, or should one-shot, the enemy Arty. Well, with a 900 Alpha, I don't think any Object 261 or GWE100 would survive. Now, if I was in either of those Artys, I would have been across the valley by now, trying to go up the other side to help my Jaeger. Not sure where the T92 was firing there. But we've had our 2-minute warning. And it looks like Marky is going to go into the cap area, but he doesn't know where the enemy Arty are. They could be to the left in the usual position at A0 or B0, or they could be over on the directly ahead of us. Now, we need the T92 to get into the cap with us, because we can't do it on our own. And now he's trying to slide in such a way. The cap started, but he now needs the T92 to get in there as well, because we can't do it on our own. Arty's more than likely going to take a pot shot at the cap area. Here comes the T92. Okay, now we're capping together. There's the GWE100. Oh, one shot wipes him out. Oh, and the Object 261 resets us. So he did reset us, and we've been stunned. But we can still do it. The clock counter is showing 35 seconds left on the game, and there was 33 seconds, I think, showing on the cap out. So it all depends on if the Jaeger or the Object 261 come back to get... Oh, and there's the 261 missing us. So he's fluffed it. He won't get another chance to fire before the end of the game. And it all depends on that Jaeger. If the Jaeger can get up the slope in time, if he did return to his cap area, he should be still on that slope trying to crawl up. And that's it! They've done it! They've won! They've turned it all around and got a fantastic victory in the Halluf 3. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first-class tanker for marke12 in the Halluf 3s. He says it was one hell of a game. It certainly was. They turned it around completely. They were outnumbered by 5 tanks at the lowest point in the game. And yet they still managed to pull off a victory thanks to Marky's gun and the other Halluf 3. And of course their Arty, their T92 HMC. He also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5. After he killed the GWE100, he had 1/3 of the enemy team and just 1 tank short of getting a top gun. If that Jaeger had appeared above the lip of the valley, then he could have nuked him with a round. In fact, it would have been more preferable to hit him with an HE round, because he probably would have taken him out just 1 shot. And he also managed to get a master gunner for getting 5 armor-penetrating shots in a row. He got an arsonist because he set light to the CS-63 and watched him burn to death, as well as a fire effect for doing more damage to the hit points to his own vehicle. His win rate was 6,572, which, as you know, is Super Unicum standard and a bit more. And this is so early. This tank is so new that they haven't uploaded the graphics yet for the Halluf 3. So all we get is a mystery tank there. But we know it's a Halluf 3. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, but he only just missed out on it because the Death Star, the FB215B183, managed to get a high caliber for 6,279 hit points, whilst Marky got 6,077. So very, very close. The third highest damage in the game actually turned out to be the Object 277 on the enemy team, 4,091 hit points, and some of that belonged to Marky actually, because he did hit Marky during the game with a heat round. That was the first shot that he actually took damage from. He also, when it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 5. 4 kills went to the Death Star, 3 kills went to the other Halluf 3 on his own team, and also to the Wizzy 111 Model 5A on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he got that one too, because he got 1,204, the only player to get over 1,000. 889 went to the Death Star, and 789 went to the T92 HMC in that game. So let's have a look at the detailed report. 14 shots fired, 11 direct hits on the enemy, 10 penetrations, and 6,077 hit points of damage, of which 1,322 were at more than 300 meters. He received 5 hits from the enemy, 4 of them penetrated, 1 non-penetration, and 2 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. He blocked damage of 390 hit points, he spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 5, and got 809 hit points of damage assistance and 46 cap points, because of course he was reset during the cap. On a premium account, he earned only a profit of 210 credits from that game. Well, I think that was mainly down to the fact that he did fire some premium rounds in there. And as a consequence, yes, he actually only got a tiny profit, but he did get 7 bonds. And he also took away 3,612 XP altogether. So a fantastic game there by Marky, a complete turnaround, a complete switch around. At the end of the game, there was only 2 enemy tanks left, the Object 261 and of course their Jaeger. And of them, only the Object 261 was undamaged. The Jaeger was on his last few hit points. But Marky still had his T92 HMC companion, and they managed to cap out to win the game. So very well done indeed. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.